My name's David Harris, and my piece is called Edges of Colour. It's a light installation that explores what happens when you mix technology and colour. And so it presents a number of different pieces on what is effectively a low-resolution screen, but rather than displaying images and video, it's used for exploring the science, psychology, and perception of colour. The piece is built primarily out of RGB LEDs, so multicolour LEDs, built onto a wooden frame with a cardboard facade on it to help diffuse the light, so that it will glow in patches of colour, 4-inch squares of colour. So it basically uses some fairly rudimentary electronics and a bit of programming along with physical construction to create this piece that I had in mind. I think the origins of the piece were to do with living in Silicon Valley and being dissatisfied with what counts as creativity, and the idea that Silicon Valley keeps creating these tools and platforms for people to use, but with all of them there's an expected way that you're supposed to use them, and I think that actually limits creativity in a lot of cases. So I partly wanted to create something that had an obvious use, displaying images and video, but use it in a very different way, and use it to, in this case, to explore colours. Some of my past research in physics has to do with the relationship between information and symmetry, two concepts which both actually have very technical meanings within science, but also have meanings in the visual arts. And I think that there are ways to connect all of these, and I really want to do an exploration of what the relationship between information and symmetry is in the visual arts, in the hope of inspiring more questions and more research in the sciences. The way that I actually got motivated to study the science that I did was by seeing pieces of art that led directly to the sorts of questions I was asking in science, and I'd love to inspire more people to ask those kinds of questions in the future.